What would you do if someone tried to steal what's rightfully yours? For Caleb Monroe, the answer was simply stand your ground, just like his grandpa taught him. The Monroes had owned their 40-acre patch of Tennessee farmland for 3 generations, a legacy carved from sweat and stubbornness. The private road cutting through it, a dusty ribbon of dirt, was their lifeline to the outside world. But when the new HOA in the neighboring subdivision decided that road was theirs to control, everything changed. Caleb was 35, lean from years of working the land, with eyes that carried the weight of a man who'd seen hard times. He'd inherited the farm from his father, who'd inherited it from Grandpa Amos, a man whose name still echoed in town for his unyielding spirit. The HOA, a group of city transplants with polished shoes and big plans, had moved into the subdivision bordering the Monroe land 6 months ago. They called their community Willow Crest, a name Caleb found laughably out of place for the flat, scrubby fields. At first, their complaints were small Caleb's tractor was too loud, his fences too rustic. Then came the letter. The HOA claimed his private road was communal property and demanded he sign it over. Caleb crumpled the paper and tossed it into the fire. The fence appeared overnight. Caleb woke to find it blocking his road 6 feet of wooden planks, nailed tight, with a shiny Willow Crest sign bolted to it. His blood boiled. This was his land, his road, his family's history. He called the sheriff, but the HOA had permits, paperwork, and a lawyer with a smirk. "We're within our rights," the lawyer said, adjusting his tie. Caleb didn't argue. He didn't need to. He knew what Grandpa Amos would do. Amos was 82, frail but fierce, with hands like leather and a temper like a storm. When Caleb told him about the fence, Amos didn't blink. "Get the bulldozer," he said, his voice gravelly but firm. Caleb hesitated. "Grandpa, they've got lawyers. We could lose everything." Amos fixed him with a stare. "Boy, they can take the land, but they can't take our fight." Caleb nodded, a knot tightening in his chest. The next morning, as dawn painted the sky orange, Amos climbed onto the old bulldozer, its engine coughing to life. Caleb stood by, heart pounding, as neighbors from Willow Crest gathered, phones raised, recording. The HOA president, a man named HOA with slicked back hair and a clipboard, shouted, "This is illegal. You'll regret this." Amos didn't flinch. With a roar, the bulldozer lurched forward, and in seconds, the fence was splinters. The crowd gasped. HOA's face turned red, his clipboard trembling. Caleb felt a rush of pride and fear. What now? Then came the twist. From the crowd stepped Mrs. Ellie, a quiet widow who lived in Willow Crest. She was 70, with silver hair and a voice soft but steady. "I saw the deed," she said, holding up a yellow document. "I worked in the county office for 40 years. This road's been Monroe land since 1920. The HOA's permits are based on a forged survey." The crowd murmured. HOA stammered, his authority crumbling. Ellie handed Caleb the deed, her eyes kind but fierce. "Your grandpa's right. Some things are worth fighting for." The revelation shifted everything. The sheriff arrived, reviewed Ellie's evidence, and declared the HOA's claim invalid. HOA slunk away, his lawyer trailing behind. The neighbors, some apologetic, others embarrassed, dispersed. Caleb looked at Amos, who sat on the bulldozer, a faint smile on his weathered face. "Didn't need no lawyer," Amos said. Caleb laughed, relief washing over him. But the fight wasn't just about the road. It was about roots, about holding on to what matters when the world tries to take it. Caleb learned that day that courage isn't just in the big moments, like flattening a fence. It's in the quiet ones, too, like Ellie stepping forward or Amos refusing to bow. The Monroes kept their road, their land, their legacy. And Caleb knew, as he watched the sun set over the fields, that he'd pass that fight on to his own kids someday. Yindy.